Joanne, when we were kids, wasn't it like in the September?
Yes,
Yeah.
after Labor Day. So I think it was the Wednesday after Labor Day. So the teachers went
like in early
June.
Early June, we were like let loose.
I know. It's not like
that. Come from vacation and be like,
That's because it was 180 days. Now it's 185. They have to make up for those 5 days. Yeah. So they add, every time they negotiate for a raise, they negotiate to stay longer. That's the way it is. So they just added, since I've been a teacher, they just added 5 days to the school year. And it might be more than that. Hi, Rob.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. I'm just going to tell you that Ella's not here. She's facilitating another Zoom meeting for the city. Erin's going to be late, so we'll be late with the minutes. And I don't know I think Kirsten's going to be here. But
I see her name.
It looks like she's here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Good. Oh, good.
Hi,
I just know if you were
Sorry,
coming on.
my video is off tonight just because I'm got a 2-year-old all over me. So
That's fine. No problem. Okay, why don't we start? So I'm going to take the attendance, and then we're going to wait for Erin to come on, and she'll review the minutes. Naomi? Here. Brian?
Here.
Rob?
Here.
Kristen?
hi.
Oh, and who's that little one?
Oh, this is Ray.
Oh, Ray. And
Hi.
hi, Ray. And
Ray's here.
Elle's not going to be there, but if we have any problems, I can email her, and I'm here, by the way. But if we have any problems, we can email her. So hopefully we won't have any problems. We can get through this without Elle Baker. So, all right, we're going to go to number 3. It's an update on call for artists. Rob, did you have any success with that for Butler Circle? I know last night at the council meeting, we approved the money for Butler Circle and the Northern Strand Underpass. The council approved the money. So,
Okay.
So I just wanted to put that in.
Okay, so I guess, so the call for artists has been completed. And I didn't get a chance to connect with Elle. So that would be posted on the site along with a link to the Butler Circle. And if we have funding, we now have approved funding for Butler Circle. So I guess it's something that can go up. So I'll have to defer to Elle on that. And that's where I am. I'm not sure about submissions to Elle for the Point of Pines. Erin may have an update on the advertised call for artists in the next segment. But some of the things, I mean, and it actually naturally leads into the next agenda item from a social media standpoint, promoting our events and our projects via social media, having a base kind of program. It sounds like you all discussed it last week.
Yes, we did. Yes, and it was more so Brian who brought it up, and
okay.
So Brian, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, it's something now that we've begun rolling the process, and we're getting artists to submit, and we're getting funding, that we need to take and start pushing our social media side, which I think we all agree is something that's important. Again, going to the website for Revere City Hall, we're not showing up on the listing on the main page when you go through what's going on. That should be addressed. That's going to help any artist in the future that looks at something that we have out and, well, let me go to the City Hall thing, because we all like to take shortcuts. So we need to address that, and we need to get presence on all the big social media platforms.
Right. I just want to give you kudos, Brian. Brian set up a pop.
Come on, say it fast. 5 times fast.
I can't. I'm not like, I'm a very slow talker. But anyways, you set up a pop photography exhibit. And I want to give you kudos for that because I was included in that, and the work that I saw was fantastic. So thank you for doing that.
You're more than welcome. It was a pop-up art show. You leaped a little bit. You only had 4 days to put it together. We got 6 different artists from Revere. Other people have expressed interest. I've got the opportunity to do about 5 more of those as it marches on. One of the people in the city that likes to support art, that's developing places, said we can do that. So that worked well. His people that work for him, Manny and Karen, were fantastic with that. We had maybe about 15 to 20 people total through the night, but from a Thursday to a Sunday, it's showing we did pretty good with it. I mean, Monday. I apologize that you had city council and a big long one at that, Joanne, but
Yes.
it was, here's the day I can do it. And I was like, we'll be there.
That's fine, Brian. I mean, and I love the, that you showed my work on social media, so thank you very much.
Well, we're gonna put them all out there. Just I got a program to get them to fit file right. And it's a bit of putting everyone's name on.
It's nice.
But yeah,
to
we
see
need to
my
do
work.
social media. We really need to. City north of us does it, Lynn, the city to our southeast, Winthrop, they all have thriving art places that are doing what we need to be doing, plain and
Right,
simple.
but they've been together for a long time. I mean,
I understand, but
you know,
it's not like,
been, like Winthrop has, you know, they have a gallery, the Clock Gallery. And, I mean, I showed there 4 years ago, so.
I remember that. We talked about that.
Yeah, it's been in existence for a long time. So, and we're just and getting running. So, you know, it's going to take a while, but it's starting. It really is starting. So we just have to be patient.
But social media, Joanne, we can do quickly.
Oh, yes, definitely. So I just want to skip to number 10. And just, I want the public to, I would like to give this out to the public to view Erin McCarthy's website. It's erinmccarthysculptor.com. And her stuff, I just saw it for the first time last week and I was just blown away. It was unbelievable. So I would like the public to know that they can go on this website and look at her sculptures. So, Nat, and kudos to you, Brian. Thank you.
Erin's material and sculpts have been sold all over or shown all over the world. We have a world-class
I had no
artist
idea.
living in Revere.
I had no idea. So anyways, we're gonna skip a couple of these because they're L's and Elle needs to talk about them. But I just wanted to say that the Northern Strand Underpass was approved last night by the council, and also the Point of Pines was approved by the council too. So, and Butler Circle. So all 3 of them were approved for the money, for the grant money. And
Erin
so,
is, I'm sorry, Erin's in chat saying, I am here.
oh, good. Okay, so
I
I
don't
have
see her up. She needs to be permitted in.
promote. Yes.
Sorry to,
No, that's all right. I'm glad you told me. I'm just texting Elle.
Naomi, did you do any more drawings?
Oh, we're gonna get to that. Don't ask her yet. Don't ruin the surprise. Okay, so I just text Elle if Erin can be patient, Elle will promote her. Hopefully she'll get my email. Okay, so let's go to the discussion, and this is Kirsten. She brought this up last week, and I thought it was a great idea. Discussion on creating a piece of art object with information about the Public Arts Commission. You want any more ideas, Kirsten? It was an excellent idea.
So I'm all about beg, borrowing, and stealing other people's ideas and thinking about what other communities are doing. So can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Thinking about like, even just like a simple printout of like a heart and that has like a tagline that has our social media on it that like businesses could put in their windows, community members could put in their windows as like sorry, that like at a table or a booth that we have set up that someone could like grab, that they would see it. It's nothing like too like overbearing right off the bat. It's basically like heart, like you want to support the arts, and how can you do it? You can start by following these things, because that's really where we need to get started, with having people know where to contact us and find our information, but not having too much information going out because we don't have a lot to give out yet, right? If that makes sense.
Yes.
My other thought on that is that something that I find often at Revere Beach are those like big clamshells. So if we wanted to do like a pop-up art project, would be like to collect the clamshells and like have something based off that at events. Just throwing out ideas of like like repurposed materials. So those are just two smaller options I was thinking about.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any ideas about, any objects or art that we can portray with our, Brian, I see your hand up.
Ever see where they'll take and put the zip code and then art on it? We don't need to do the zip code because we've got two, but we could do some sort of thing, Revere Arts, that they could stick on their windows, stick on the bumpers, put on their computers.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else? Naomi?
I think stickers would be a good idea too, Brian. I really like Kirsten's idea of like making the information on like a piece of paper, like, I don't know, cardstock piece of paper with like a really cute shape, like a heart or something. Because I feel like, I don't know, I personally, when I see like something I really like, whether it be like an ad or something, I stick it on my wall and I look at it. And eventually I, look at the information on it and look it up too if I wasn't like originally like grabbing it for that.
Yep.
So I feel like, yeah, we could make it like a bunch of different shapes based on the event. Like the thing with the clams and the oysters that Kirsten said, like we could make it shaped like a clamshell or something. I don't know, different shapes would be cute, but free stuff always attracts people as well. And I personally love stickers. I know a lot of people like stickers too. And if you really want to show your support for the arts, you could put the sticker on the car. So I really like both your ideas. I just wanted to say that.
I like the idea about the clamshell because we're a coastal community, so it does relate to us. So that would be great. Something that relates to, Revere Beach or Revere. So we're on the right direction. That's good. Welcome, Erin. I just gave your website to the public so they could see your sculptures. I was blown away by your stuff. It was unbelievable. So I wanted to share it with everybody. So you missed that. We're going to have the meetings at the end of the meeting. So last week's meeting minutes. So we'll get you up there. But the next one, and Brian, now you can say it. Update Naomi. Can you show your PAC logos? Did you come up with any more?
I did not have that much time to work on it this week because school's starting tomorrow.
Right.
So I had to finish all my summer work in free time. Let me get the one that I did make though. I did like a little more generic one. Can you see?
Yes.
It's like a
Ooh.
paintbrush.
Oh, I love
Redesigned
that.
version.
Oh, that's cool. That's really, I love that.
Thank you. I thought it would be a lot easier to like put on something and a lot less complicated. It uses like a little bit less colors than the other options, so it probably costs less to like print on stuff.
Those look awesome.
Yeah, those are very simple, but it really gets the message across.
Yay, thank you.
Really, I love it, and I love the different colors. So what does
It's like
anybody
this-
else think?
Design school next, Naomi, huh?
That's College of Art.
We'll see this year. We'll see. Yeah.
What
but
else you got? Anything else?
No, I only came up with this one. I made like 3 different color options.
That's
so-
all. Only one in a week and 2 last week.
Sorry.
I know. I think these are great. I think all
They're
your
awesome.
great. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think out of all of them, I really do like the paintbrush the best. I think it's simple and it gets the message across. It really does,
Yeah.
you know? So, I
Mhm.
mean, we could probably use all three of them.
We
But,
should. We
yeah,
should use it.
we could.
Some in social media, some is the official logo for the thing. Yeah, everything that comes, use it.
The other thing too is I think we should put one of the logos on the website. So we can have Elle bring that up, you know, whatever one you want, Naomi, first on the website.
Okay.
Which one do you like the best, Naomi?
I kind of like this one the most because like I just think it's pretty cute.
Right.
Like I don't know, I think it's very clever based off like the original like Revere logo with the dude like on the horse. I just think it would be really cute if like when you went on the website, you saw like the official Revere logo and then you went to the art section and he's painting now. Like that would be nice. But I feel like the paintbrush would be like the easiest to put on like small things, maybe like brochures or something that we'd hand out or other things.
On our business cards that Joanne will get us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, Brian.
This one I used to really like. Yeah, this one I used to really like the idea, like the city hall one. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit like iffy now for me because like I showed it to like my mom and some other people to like test out what they thought about it, and like they couldn't tell it was supposed to be like the city hall like opening gate thing, and we shouldn't have like a thing that nobody like recognizes as like the logo. So it was like a good idea, I think. I don't know if it would work.
We can easily Photoshop that onto an image of City Hall and make it look really cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool too, though.
And say, this is where my inspiration came from. And then show people that.
Yeah.
Hey, Naomi, can you bring up the one that you called out as your favorite, the one with the rider painting?
Yeah.
Okay. I do. I feel that that's a little more pithy in a way. You know, it's light. It really takes the city, but I think from a basic design, the paintbrush is something that we can use. I feel that's something we could use as a, like you said, a business card type thing, or just like a little, just a smaller logo.
Social media splash. Yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of going back. I mean, this is a little bit going back to the how to get kind of art around, like Brian, you mentioned like art, little emblems on the windows or something like that.
Yeah, people got them in the cars. I see them all the time.
Yeah, it's something like that, or even do every quarter we feature artists. They have postcards that sponsoring shops, and on the back there's like a map or a QR code that goes to the map of the public art, and something like that public art commission paintbrush would work well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Those are some of the things I'm thinking of as like a secondary design almost.
Yeah, like something simple.
Especially when it's made small. The formal one, it's going to be real tough to see what this is.
Yeah.
Even if just one of them. So when you blew it down, you'd see one, it'd be pretty clear that would say Revere Public Art Commission.
Yeah, and then
I always fix it so that it's like not like slanted either or anything. So it'd be like even more like simplified, I guess. But it would be a lot easier to read it. But I don't know. I can try one more. I can try one more. Yeah, I could show it.
you're doing incredible. They look fantastic.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah, I think Naomi, as you said, especially since we're a new commission, people don't know us yet. So the easier to read and understand, the better. So I think for that reason, the more simple could be great for now, but maybe we can use the other ones for things in the future as well.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Whatever will be best. I enjoyed making all of them.
Okay, great. So should we vote on one for now? And then and start using it, or should we wait for another week and see what she comes up with. But I think she's come up with 3 really good ones, and I think maybe we should vote on one tonight and maybe start to use it. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think the paintbrush would be great to launch a social media campaign. I think that's a really great one.
Me too. And Ray agrees.
He does.
So, okay, so we're gonna use the paintbrush first, and we could probably, oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. There he goes. All right, so we're gonna use the paintbrush first, and we're gonna put that on the website. And once that gets up, I know it's really not showing, and it's really not, I don't know. It's up, but it's wrong, and it needs to be worked on. So, and we can attach the logo to that. And then I think maybe we should start stickers. How about stickers, Brian? I think that's a great idea.
You know, and if ever we do an event where someone wants to donate for a specific art thing we're gonna do, and I think it should be pushed towards the smaller community things like what Kristen came up with in that rather than the big projects, we can do that also. But yeah, I think stickers would be cool, some cool design with that on it, and then some other thing talking about Revere Public Arts.
Okay. So I'll find out how much the stickers are to get. Maybe we can get like, I don't know, 500 or whatever, and charge $1 and make some money.
That would fund some fun project.
Sure. And then I'm sure people will buy them and put them on their cars or whatever.
They'll all become patrons.
Right.
Become patrons of Revere Public Arts, folks.
So I can find out by next week how much 500, and what color are we gonna use? We're gonna use the blue with the, I'm sure the more colors we have, the more it's gonna be for the sticker. So if it's black and white, I don't think that those are considered colors. So we could do black and white as we have, or we could use the blue and the goldish color, but I think the more colors you put on it, I think it's gonna be more expensive. So.
Well, consider the background white, one color we get for free.
Okay. All right.
So are we talking about stickers or like bumper sticker, like the decal type that you can put and peel back off? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like those type people put on their like rear windows, things like that.
Or like a decal, right? That they can then take off.
Yeah,
You're talking about the magnet ones? Are you talking about the magnet ones? Oh, I know which ones you're talking about. That they
There's
can,
also just decal, kind of like, you know, the Christmas decorations that you can put in your window and then easily take them off.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
They're a little bit easier to use, and I think more people will put it on their cars if we had that type. I don't.
yeah, because I'm sorry, they can put them on the inside because they're sticky both ways. Those type of ones, Aaron. Then they don't get stolen or peeled off.
And I think typically they're clear. So,
right.
you know,
Some are, yeah.
clear, then, you know, the black would be kind of subtle. You know, that's the thing we want to think about. You know, if someone's putting it on their car, then the black would be more subtle if it's a clear background. You know what I mean? Versus.
Well, we could. Go ahead.
No, it's.
Gonna say we could get some quotes and some designs from a few places.
Yeah, maybe we can get a sample of each one and then kind of see which one is more flexible and looks the best, pops.
Right.
You know.
Different colors? Are you saying different colors or different decals?
I think it's a good idea to get each one of these 3 just as a sample, if they can do that.
Okay.
They won't do that. They will not print up separate one samples.
No, they need like 500. Just-
Minimum run.
From being I used to do the shirts, the the RHS shirts, and they would never do, they would have a book with decals, and we had to pick a decal, and then they would print it up, but they wouldn't print up one.
I would think a solid white background would be better for it to be visible
So,
rather than clear.
actually, just question or thought around this, but one of the things that could be interesting, and I've seen it around neighborhoods throughout Boston, is you just have the logo where you don't have the Revere Public Art Commission, and it makes it kind of this unique thing that people will start thinking about and wondering what it is. There was actually in Seattle, there was this famous, that actually hit a national ad campaign where there was a company called Bon Marché, and they had their own zip code in Seattle, the one building, because they got so much mail order. This was way before the internet. And on billboards, they just put that zip code, just black and white, and it created a lot of buzz on what is this. And there might be an opportunity to think about this as a way of being kind of in the know for the Revere Public Art Commission, if that makes sense.
I really like that idea. That kind of echoes like my idea from earlier. Like even if someone can't purchase something, like having it on paper where they can like take it for free if they would like, and they can put it like almost like graffiti art where they like put it in their window and like people around the community can see it in their houses, like facing out, like something like that where it could be free also. Like we could have a purchase one or like a free option that doesn't say what it is, but it is in the know kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that would be a good option too. I think it should definitely have words on like one of the things though, because I feel like since we're not that well known yet, we shouldn't be like just doing the logo for now, because then like people still won't know who we are. Like, yeah, no, it's a good idea though. I like that. Having like kind of two options type of thing. I'm a little bit afraid though about like my design like not being able to like to read based on like
What was
the
that?
size of the sticker. Like my design, like the words are like slanted, kind of like a perspective type of thing. So I'm afraid that if we made it into like a sticker, like if it wasn't like big or anything, people wouldn't be able to read it. So maybe I should make like a flat, like simplified version.
Okay, you could do that. I'm sure if someone is designing it and printing it, I'm sure they can do it too. They can flatten it and print it. Rob, I like your idea. I think if we put something without words for about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months out there and not say anything and let people wonder what it is, okay, it's a paintbrush, so what is the paintbrush? And have the lines but no words, and then come up maybe in 3 months from now, put the words in and people would say, oh, that's what it is. I don't know, that's just an idea. It's just a thought, but I mean, just to make people wonder.
Then are we not going to put it on the website and we're not going to use it on social media so that we don't expose it so people will say, oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just an idea. I mean, to make people wonder why the paintbrush, and then, maybe in a month from now, just come up with the words. I mean, get people crazy. What's the paintbrush? I don't know. It's just an idea. So, but I really do like the paintbrush the best. So I can get a couple of quotes on the 3 designs, the 3 colors, and see how much they are.
Okay.
And I can get that for you next weekend, next week, the week when we have, I think October 19th is our next meeting. So I can get that for you October 19th.
Why not do the logos without the words, put up on social media? You find these, take a picture of it with the QR code, post it, we'll give you a sticker.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And we go around the city and put them in a few places where people go, and we blast the living daylights out of them on social media.
I think that's great. That's a great idea.
And they need to step back with the image. It's gonna be more for the middle of the crowd, not the older folks, because they're not all gonna be QR code and running around the city. But people do that, and we set up one social media page for it and just push.
What do you guys think? Rob?
Okay, that would be a fun idea.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun too.
I like the idea. Just I was talking earlier, like an interactive map almost, where once we have a lot more art projects, where we could actually use this logo on like Google Maps. So there's also I see a lot of uses.
Oh,
for
I see what you're saying.
as well. So it's kind of adopt this logo, and like where we have the Revere Public Art Commission. Instead of that, you can actually print a QR code right there, like Brian was saying. So there's ways to kind of use that base paintbrush with the lines, and then you put whatever you want. Like here, you have the text. You could have a QR code. You could have a number of things.
Elliott Circle Project, Point of Pines Project. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have it there, and then I was actually thinking we take that paintbrush and like the upcoming projects, like the Point of Pines, you get something like a 2x2 decal or something to spray paint, like a stencil.
Ooh.
And you can go stencil future artwork.
That's
You
excellent. Yeah,
You
that's
tag
excellent.
this symbol, we'll get you. That's a great idea, Rob. I love that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Good idea.
All right. So moving on. Anybody else have anything to say? Oh, good. Good job, Naomi. Really, good job. I know a lot of people at Mass College of Art and Design. I think that's where you should be going, definitely. So anyways, moving on. So the next step is to begin the process of the Beachmont Fire Station. So I went in last week and saw it I haven't seen it in a while, but first of all, I really do think it has lead paint. The paint is peeling off the bottom. I didn't go upstairs. I just stayed downstairs. The paint is peeling off. The bricks look like they're really in good shape. They don't need to be pointed. I don't know about outside structurally. If it's all brick, most of the facility. So I don't know if it needs to be, if structurally it's sound. But I think we need to contact the mayor and ask him what our next steps are, or Al might know what our next steps are, because I really think we need to start getting in there, maybe having a contractor in there, scraping the paint. I really do believe it's lead paint, because it's over 100 years old, I think 200 years old. So, and I don't know when the last time it was painted, but I would really like to get you in there at some point, and just so you can view it and maybe come up with a couple more ideas. But it's a great space. It really is a great space. And upstairs would be perfect for lofts. Downstairs would be perfect for, teaching and classes, and a gallery and whatever, meeting room for organizations, but we really, I know people are saying, oh, it will, there's so much money out there that it will the money will take care of the building. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think in the future, the money's going to run out, and we have to have a plan to have that building fend for itself, with insurance, with, utilities. So I do believe that a gallery, lofts up there would really help. And then maybe a fee if, a 10% fee if someone was teaching a class, or if there was a gallery, a showing in there. Because that's what Winthrop does. They take 10% of the artist's work, whatever they get as commission. So we really have to really start planning that. But I have to ask the mayor, Brian, you see the mayor, what the next step is. How are we gonna start this project? Because it's sitting idle and I don't know where to begin. I don't think the city got the money yet. The city got 300, I think it's, $30 million from the COVID relief fund. So some of that money is gonna come to us. But I just don't know when he's gonna receive that, if he received it. So I will ask and I will get back to you the next meeting and we'll go from there. But I don't know what you guys' availability is, but I think if we can plan something, I could get Frank Barry, who's in charge of that building, to let us in and we could view it. What do you think?
That sounds good.
What's a good day for people? Would Saturday or a Saturday be a good day, or a Friday be a good day, like a Friday afternoon? I don't know what a good day.
A Monday night.
No, I can't do Monday nights. You know that. Well, you can go yourself, but I can't do Monday nights and Tuesdays too. So
I know. We
how
should do
about-
a meeting that we Zoom live it and go there and visit it.
Okay, we could do that. I know Elle has videos, but I know she took them. I just, she'll have to present them at the next meeting, I think, if we can't get together. But I'd really like you to see the space.
We've
Yeah.
got to get the city to do an assessment of really what is going on with the building.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's where it lies before we can jump forward. But we can plan, we can figure out how to put stuff in line that we're going to do. Or fundraising for that. I definitely think we need to rent the space out for organizations that want to do meetings. Because at our FPAC thing at Assembly at the Envoy Hotel, that's our biggest moneymaker outside of our Christmas type thing that we'll do. It's the rental of the facility itself that really earns the income.
I think that if we, and I'm just throwing this number out there, I think, Joanne, you might have said something about maybe there could be 5 artist studios there, something like that. I don't know if 5 rings a bell, but I think the artist studio renting out to artists would be, a consistent and reliable source to keep it running. Yeah, I think that this is what, we could.
Well, my former colleague, June Krinsky-Rada, she just stopped because she just retired, but she had a loft on across the street from the East Boston police station, right on the water. And she was paying $600 or $700 a month for it. And it was just a little hole in the wall. It was like a closet, and they did have a gallery and they did have showings and, they had a kitchen, they had a couple of bathrooms. So I just think it's doable, definitely. And I think it would really, really, like you said, in the future, when the money runs out, we'll have revenue for this place. So, but it does need a lot of work. And I'm afraid that if it is lead paint, we have to get someone in there that specializes it. And that's not cheap. So, but like I said, the bricks are in great shape. It's a beautiful facility. It really is. It just needs, it's been, it hasn't been utilized in, I'd say 15, 20 years. So they're just using it as a storage.
Mhm.
All right. So yes, you're right about the assessment, Brian. So I will ask the mayor about that.
Could
And
you also check to see that if the upper lofts are private rented, do we have to do handicap there and just have handicap on the lower part of it, or it'd be a public place?
I think that it's an existing, if it's new, we'd have to put handicap in, but I think it's an existing building, so we don't, but we could have handicap definitely on the first floor.
That may save some money, because getting up to that second floor for handicap, that's gonna be a complete build-up
Well,
structure.
there's no elevator, there's a pole and there's stairs, that's it. So, yeah, definitely. Okay, we'll find out that too. I'll put that down.
And we
I
get a power lift on the pole.
can, you can shove them up, okay? You can.
No, I'll ride up on it. one of those that go up the stairs, we just make
Yeah,
a
that's-
turn.
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
All right, moving on. So we're gonna discuss a plan, to plan a date, for the following, maybe a lawn art that Kristen, said, last week, pop-up art, which you've done, Brian, sidewalk art. So, maybe we can start with something small and do maybe in October. So, are there any ideas for this? No?
who do you want to shoot it towards?
Like a,
I mean,
like
we
a,
could, go ahead.
like a sidewalk, like painting event.
Well, we could do like,
Well, Joanne, on September, sorry to interrupt you, but sorry, on September 26th is the Meet the Machine event at
Oh,
RMA.
okay.
And the
What is
hours
that?
could,
I know your husband sent that to
I'm
me.
sorry?
But Charlie sent that to me, but I couldn't find it in my emails, so I couldn't put it on the agenda. But
yeah, absolutely. So it's on September 19th from 10 to 12:30, but there is therapeutic needs hours from 9:30 to 10. So we could set up a table at 9:30 if we want to just have like the simple logo and have, or at least have a social media launched by then.
what do you
that's an
think,
option.
guys? Think it's too soon or what?
What is that event exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry. So do you know, have you heard of like a touch a truck event? Like where they have like fire trucks and ambulance
Oh,
and
yes.
school bus. So it brings in younger community members with children to come and like see and touch and ride and sit in, and like the DPW comes with some of their like waterworks equipment. There's like usually an excavator, a bobcat. Yeah, but last time they had like the Ghostbusters car there. So it just brings out like community members that might not be at a normal event, but also that might really like an excavator and a bobcat. Ray says he's very excited about it.
Person, don't they also bring like fire truck and police truck and stuff?
Correct. Yep, they bring police cars, the school bus, the fire truck. They bring all sorts of. So it's called Meet the Machine. So it's like all different kinds of vehicles.
Just an idea. We print a black outline of a fire truck, we have crayons, we have our logo on the piece of paper. We get the kids to color the fire truck. We speak to the chief, get them where they can tape it onto the fire truck and see how many we could put on one side, and the kids take the picture from it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It'd be perfect for social media. I'm sure the chief would be real easy and real happy. Maybe we ask the other chief and we do one of the police cars or that little buggy thing they got that's real cool that every kid runs up to, that they use down on the beach where they do that, and they just fill it in with their name. We take a picture of them in front of it. Be glad to shoot the photography for that and dump it somewhere. And we tape it on there, Scotch tape. It come right off, won't be no harm.
Well, I don't know about Scotch tape because I know the guy who does all the graphics and the lines and everything.
Well, there's
We'd have
got to be a
get-
place on the truck where they'll be happy to do it.
Well, it's going to be at RMA. So there's that fence right by the field that we could put them up. We could clothespin them on there.
Oh, don't cry, Ray.
I don't think we should be putting anything on the police cars or fire
No,
trucks. I don't
me-
think that's
I don't-
inappropriate.
All right, guys, beat me up. Beat me up. At least
No, we're
I'm
not
thinking.
beating you up. I just think she's right. I mean, you know, you don't know what tape's gonna cause, if it's gonna take off paint, you don't know. So it would
Along the
probably,
bumper, in the front of the truck, along the bumpers, and the kid stands beside their picture.
I'm sure there's some
Or
sort
they
of.
hold it up in front of them, whatever.
You know what, we can go forward and ask the chief, and we can ask the chief of police and the chief of the fire chief if we could do this. Ask him if there's this, I can ask Frank Berry because he does all the designs and the lettering for the trucks and the police cars. I can ask him if there's a certain type of tape or whatever we can adhere it to and see if they go for it. If they don't, then we'll use the fence. That's all.
This
But I think
painted
it's a
tape
great
that goes
idea.
off and on.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So why don't we do that then?
Should we
Then
look,
we can put our our logo on that, we can have whatever we come up with for the logo, and it'll start to spread it. We just jump on it in social media and push it out.
Should we leverage that so that Kirsten, you said it was, or Kirsten said it was September 19th. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can use that as kind of a jumping off point and look at, so we have an actual Public Art Commission event at the Northern Strand Underpass. And I don't know the status of the Northern Strand pathway, like how much is done, when's it supposed to be completed in that area. But maybe we can use that to notify people of that next event, which is the kickoff event that we'd be looking at for just kind of basically saying, here's a specific Public Art Commission event, whatever it may be, have whatever we can get permits for. I know it's in a neighborhood. It's close to a neighborhood, so we'll have to be cognizant of that and hours, but.
Because that's going to be more accessible than the Point of Pines or down in Beachmont. The other, on what you call a circle.
Yeah.
That's tough to invite people to come to an event like that. It's on the highway.
Right.
I want to talk about the Point of Pines and Butler Circle, RFPs. But if I remember correctly, and you guys can remind me, last week, I think that Elle said the Northern Strand Underpass project, we all voted to push it to the spring. Am I wrong?
You might be right.
I wasn't here last week, so.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah.
She was saying there were some delays, and in order to do it big and to do it really well.
That's the Butler Circle, right? Not the Northern Strand. I think that's.
But I think what's happened is she didn't have the money for the artists, whatever they were going to do it to complete. So we just voted for that last night. So I think that's why she's asking to hold it off for the spring. But
we can still use it to publicize ourselves because they got the lights in. So if we do some sort of little event in the evening, we get something printed that we just put on the columns and we shoot pictures, put your art here, and we advertise it that way. We'll still have an event that Rob's pushing that I think we really need to have. It shows that we're doing something, we're planning into the future, and it costs us, we do 6 little posters we print up. We don't need to do every single column in the place, and we just talk about what we're gonna do here, and we want artists to come do it.
So why don't we, does it make sense to park this until the next meeting and get, or at least get some info from Elle?
I would, yes, and I would definitely I would definitely like to try to do September 9th. That would be the first one that we could do. September 19th, I'm sorry, with the with the, what you said, Brian, with the little trucks and color it in and our logo and everything. That would be great, just to introduce ourselves. And there's going to be mothers and, kids there. And so I think that's a great idea. And like I said, I would get the information, the okay from the fire chief and the police chief to see if we can do it on the trucks. And if we can do it on the trucks, then that you can do the photographs, Brian.
Can I be honest about something though? If a kid colors a picture, they're going to want to take the picture. So I think if we at least document them holding it and then they can take the picture with them, just thinking about like a kid's pride in their artwork. You know what I mean? Like if they're coloring it, they're going to want to take it with them. Absolutely. So I don't know if we even need to pin it up or tape it up, but we could though, Brian, take their picture and then create a collage of all the kids with our logo, with the touch a machine, like whatever image they're coloring, and do something with that we were present at the event.
Okay,
right?
That's great.
Kirsten, I'm decades away from that age group, having one that age, so that made a lot of sense. They're going to want to take it. Yeah,
there'll be a lot.
Just thinking
that's right in my wheelhouse.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so
the next pop-up I'd like to do something down Shirley Ave. We got a little space. It's no bigger than someone's double bedroom. It's like a triangle type piece right off of Shirley Ave. We got a whole wall. We could put some images up on that wall. I spoke with Ira. And again, we can do some sort of thing where we want to go with that with coloring, or we can get people to submit and just print them up on paper. And it's a pop-up event. They come there and they talk about it on their social media, and it gets spread. I've done that with the Fort Point Better Business community. Now, down there, it's all adults and that, but we had 250 people show up, and they would live Instagram and all that stuff streaming away, and it was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll have to come up with a date with that, Brian.
I do also want to put on our radar another event. The Fright Night event is October 16th. And that's also at RMA. I don't have the exact time right now, though, in front of me.
Where's that being held?
I believe it's at RMA again, just because of parking at the high school is really convenient. That's where it's been in the past, but my husband's not home right now for me to confirm that with them, but I'm pretty sure it's either going to be at probably the Wayland or RMA.
It's October 16th?
October 16th, yes.
Okay.
Saturday.
I was always hoping they'd do that down in Rumney Marsh. Spook tour.
Okay. Brian, why don't you coordinate a date that we can, after September 19th, that we can do a pop-up? We'll do the September 19th first, and then we'll do a pop-up. That would be great.
We
And
just
then-
got to figure out who we want to shoot it towards, art-wise.
Right.
I would think that digital printing right now would be the easiest for most people to be able to transfer. So someone's got some cool picture that's Revere. Let's say it and do it.
Okay, so our next meeting is September 7th, so we should come up with some sort of a, whatever, an object, or are we going to do a fire truck and police cars, and is that what we're going to do?
Doesn't that make most sense, Kirsten, for that age bracket where they just fill
Sure.
it in?
Yeah, definitely. That's an easy print off.
Okay,
We
No
have
major-
someplace to, I can't print that, so we need to figure out how to print that. Maybe Elle can print that at the city hall.
yeah, we could probably print it at City Hall, that's no problem.
Okay.
Just a
500.
simple black on a piece of paper, that's all.
So that's, Naomi, you're the designer.
If Naomi, if you give me, send me a copy of it digitally, the design that everyone wants to use, and we can just go find a fire truck and a police car online. It's open thing. I can take and Photoshop it all together with the logo. We could put the date on the bottom of it and our webpage, to City Hall and all that stuff.
Do we have we created, should we maybe, sorry, my words. Joanne, maybe for next meeting first on our agenda is to lock in an Instagram account, like a name, a username, so that we can
Yes.
use that at all the events.
I think you said that last week and we did, I missed that, I'm sorry, but I think you said that.
No worries.
Okay, so yes, we'll put that on the agenda for next week, definitely. It's not too far away. Okay, anybody else? We've got about 6 more minutes. I want to get minutes in there, so.
Yeah,
We're
just
gonna do a Facebook one, because that's more set towards the older demographics.
Yes, we're gonna do it, but let's get, like she said, let's get a name for the Instagram and
Revere
for-
Public Arts. Simple. What else do you want to call it?
right. Okay, Rob, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to throw something out there. What's the feasibility in doing something like the end of Shirley Ave, that one block by the the Elks is right there, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right by the T station. Get that one block closed down once a month, like on a first Thursday, and start promoting some sort of art, like little art show in that area. It could be once a month, starting, you know, when the weather's nice or whatever it may be, so local artists can come get their booth. You can get, you know, you've got a couple of restaurants down there, and it just kind of brings the community together, especially because, I mean, Shirley Ave is totally revitalized, and I mean, with the work with the bagel bin, right? That new building going in and everything, I think that would be a fantastic place to have something like that, an open mall type thing. And then around Christmas time, same thing.
There is a location right there, Sadler Park, which has got lighting, seating, electricity, parking around it. You just go to the corner of North Shore Road, Shirley Ave, right where Esquite is and Richdale's. You make a right and it's right on the left-hand side.
Yeah, yeah. But likewise, I think we'd have to shut down that road
Yeah.
for the sheer size if we really want to have.
They have done an event in that Triangle Plaza before where they've shut it down.
Shirley Ave Night
Dimple,
Market.
yeah. Yes, that too. I'm talking about like where, like on, what is it, where Seeking Home used to be, that triangle where like the free library is. They've shut down those two streets before.
Yeah.
In that little area where there is that public space already.
The parking
I know
lot?
Shirley Ave. So there's street parking and there's not it's not a parking lot.
Well, that's where the little library is.
Right, there is parking there, but you would shut that. You would block off you would have no parking
Right,
there.
that's where the
that.
Moroccan Fest was. The city does stuff there. Yeah.
So, yes, the only thing is you have to go to Ira and see if it's feasible for him. And because he kind of runs the whole Shirley Ave. So, and you know,
That's
you don't.
where I wanted
he
to put the
doesn't-
banners on the back fence.
Right,
When
he
I did
doesn't.
the first original thing for pop-ups.
Can I finish? Thank you.
I'm sorry. I
That's all
couldn't
right.
hear you.
That's all right. You know, he doesn't like anybody stepping on his toes. So that's all I want to say. And you can finish, Brian, but I want Aaron to do the minutes from last week. And then I want to give you the dates for September and October. And then we'll call it a day. So Aaron, can you do the minutes? You're on mute.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I love the idea, Rob, to work with try to work with the artists in the city, because I think it's the quickest, most feasible way to get public art visible on the street. Because, you know, as we're seeing, these RFPs are going to be probably pushed back and taking more time. So I just want to say I love that idea. And the other thing I just want to say, because I know last week we were a little bit frustrated that we hadn't gotten any submissions for these RFPs, even though we only had it out for a month. So
Right.
I took that away and went and contacted artists individually. So I did a little research and contacted about 25 muralists that have done murals around Boston. And I invited them to fill out submissions for the proposals. And I have feedback from like 15 of them that they would be really interested in doing submissions proposals, but maybe there's not enough time. And I also have a couple of people that would still submit this week for the deadline. Someone even sent me a rendering that I was going to share with everyone, but we just didn't have time. But anyway, just to let you guys know, I think there's a lot of interest, and maybe just as we're starting out, instead of just, you know, submitting, maybe just in the beginning, we need to kind of go directly to artists and talk to them about it. So I think most likely we'll end up pushing it to spring, but some of the designs that people sent me are awesome. So it's
great.
So I just want to let you guys know it's a positive feedback that we're getting.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so meeting minutes from last week. So the Point of Pines and Butler Circle RFP, as of last week, had not received any submissions. And just to clarify, we did vote to push back the Northern Strand Underpass, but we didn't all agree as a group to push back yet this other RFP. So most likely it will still, but okay. So the membership application for the call for entry website was sent in, and we're awaiting to send the $475 initial check. The website update, we're looking to remove one member from the commission, which was, never in the commission, Jason Barletta, which would open up one spot for a new member. And if we'd like to expand the commission larger, we'd need to petition the mayor. In which case we would work more in subcommittees to still be productive as a group. So the Northern Strand Underpass update, Council Serino was on board with supporting. The mayor was asked for funding to support the event, and it's on the agenda for yesterday's meeting.
And it got approved.
It did? Okay. All right. I'll update that. Thank you. Discussion. So we discussed the Beverly Fish as a best practice to look at, artwork that people can put on their lawn. And we were to brainstorm this initiative for Revere. Joanne appointed Kirsten as chairperson of the subcommittee that would present at a sidewalk event moving forward. Okay, possibility to include people creating a sort of artwork themselves while attending an event. The Arts Commission was to create a current list of artists working in Revere. Zach, a young gentleman, spoke about his project request for the commission to support him doing a memorial for his friend Yassine, which would also be used as an initiative to end gun violence. The idea was to have black shadow figures shooting a basketball with a bench adjacent viewing the memorial. Because it would be on school property, it would need to go through Dr. Kelly. Elle shared a giant figurative sculpture coming out of the sand at National Harbor as an inspiration. And I will generate some ideas along this concept for Revere to do a similar scale work. The idea was raised for Shirley Ave Public Art to incorporate history of the city as a shoe manufacturing hub. So we talked about creating shoe sculptures designed by different artists around the city or members of the community to use as public art. The next Zoom meetings were August 24th, September 7th, and September 14th, and the meeting concluded at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Erin. So I just want to announce the next October meetings, October 19th at 6 o'clock. If anybody has a problem with this, we can move it around, and October 27th at 6 o'clock. Does anybody have problems with those meetings?
The next meeting is October 19th? Or
Yes.
this time in September?
No, September 7th, Naomi.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
September 7th, September 14th, October 19th, and October 27th.
Okay.
You gonna
but
have
then
any
there-
problems with that, Naomi?
No, I think I'll be okay. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. I'm sorry for adding it on a little.
That's
more.
all right. We always have late motions on the council, so you can have a late, whatever.
Thank
idea.
you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
For the truck thing, I can make like coloring pages if you want, like some cute little things, and we can
Great.
fill up the bottom. Thought that would be cool. It would have like a little bit more representation of our committee, I think. If like,
And let me know who your art teacher is, because maybe I can talk to her about you getting credit for doing work for us.
Oh,
So, okay. If it's Miss Allen, I don't know who's up there now. It's gonna be Miss Allen, and one of them
Miss
was my,
Spencer is one of the new teachers. Miss Waters, an art teacher. Yeah, I
Miss-
had Miss Cranston before, but she retired. I'm so sad. She was
Yeah.
really good.
you're gonna have, I forgot her name, but she was my student. She's gonna be the ceramics teacher. She's gonna take June's place. So Gabby something, I don't know. I forgot her last name. All right, well, this concludes the meeting. Anybody else have anything to say? Well, this was a good meeting. It was very productive. So it seems like we're getting better and better, more productive every meeting. So thank you all. Have a great week. And I'll see you September 7th. At 6
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Right.
o'clock.
Say bye, Ray.
Bye.